Hi, Mr. Martusiak here, and I want to take you through the 4 phases of matter. Now, I already have the 4 written down here: solids, liquids, gases, and plasma. The first 3 you have experienced in your lifetime. Plasma you may not have, but we're really going to focus on the first 3, solids, liquids, and gases, in this class. Now, you can move from a solid to a liquid to a gas to plasma by adding more energy or more heat. So as energy increases, or you add heat, then you're going to move down that list there. Now, comparing the 4, if we take a look at just gases, liquids, and solids here. Gases, I'm going to draw a box here, and inside my box I'm going to have a bunch of gas molecules, and that's what all these little dots are. Okay, and you're going to notice that they are going to be randomly situated in here. Now, there's a lot of space between gas particles. There's total disorder. There's random movement, freedom of motion. Now, if we are able to move from the gases to liquids here, I'm going to draw see how good my art skills are here. Look at that. That's a pretty sweet beaker. Now, if we fill that with some water, let's see here, let's get some blue going on here. There's a liquid, and then I'll go back to black for my for my liquid. You can see that they are a little bit closer to each other than the gas particles were. And then we can also move, like I said before, through the 3. We can move to solids. And so for solids, we're not going to keep this in a beaker or in a jar or anything. In fact, all the solid particles here are going to be touching each other. And I know not all my particles here are uniform in shape, but it gets the point across. You can see as we moved from the gases to the liquid to the solid, how closely those particles all came together. Now, how can we do that? Well, if we add, let's go with this color here. If we go ahead and we cool or compress the gas particles, they can move it to a liquid. If we go ahead and we take those liquid and we go ahead and we cool it some more, then we can get our solid. Alright, now if we want to go backwards, let's say we want to go from a solid to a liquid, well then, let's go back here. We can go from a solid to a liquid, and from a liquid to a gas. Well, we can do that too. We can do that by adding heat. Just the opposite of the other way. So we add heat, and here we can add heat as well. Heat the liquid, becomes a gas. We can also reduce the pressure from that compression that we talked about before. Alright, so that's how we move from gas to liquid to solid, and solid to liquid to gas. Now, let's compare these phases of matter a little bit more. Let's talk about solids. Solids, as we can see here, have a definite shape. Okay, you take a look at your pencil in your hand or your piece of paper, that's a definite shape. You take a look at a liquid. Maybe you have a glass of water next to you. that liquid is going to take the shape of whatever container is inside of. But as a fixed volume, particles will flow past each other. Now, as far as gases go, gases will take the shape and volume of an entire container, and the particles will move freely and rapidly around. So think of a balloon. Inside of a balloon, the gas that you blow in there from your mouth will fill up that balloon and take the volume and shape of that balloon. Now, let's talk about phase changes. Okay, so phase changes. Well, let's start out with just some water here, okay? Get the blue color going again here and draw a nice little wave of water there. Okay, there's our water. Now, let's say we wanted to go from water to solid again. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's go from water to solid. All right, now that's called freezing. Yes, I know the handwriting is terrible. That's an F. Okay, now if we want to go back from this solid that we have created, let's see if I can get a three-dimensional drawing here. There we go. We're going to go from that back to the liquid. Well, then we'd have to do some melting. Alright, now what if we wanted to go from the water to gas? Well, that's very simple as well. We can take that and we can do what's called vaporization. Okay, and so we're going to get some gas particles here, and we'll show that with some pretty clouds, some pretty pinkish purple clouds here. There we go. Now, what if we wanted to go from gas back to liquid? Well, we can do that too. And that is called condensation, which I'm sure you have seen condensation in your bathroom, after you, on the mirror, after you got done taking a shower, or it's when it's really humid outside and you have a glass of cold water sitting outside and you have condensation appear on the outside of that container. Now, it is possible to go from solid all the way to gas and not and to skip the melting phase. Okay, so if we were to go from solid all the way to gas, we would call that, wait for it, here we go, sublimation. Sublimation. All right. Now, what if we wanted to go from the gas all the way to being a solid? And again, skipping that liquid part. Well, we can do that, and that is called deposition. Dep, D-E-P-O, get my P there, position. Deposition. All right. Now, when we go from this side, we cross over to this side here, we are the substance is absorbing energy. Okay, so energy absorbed. Energy absorbed by substance. When we're going from down here and across, energy is released by the substance. So take a moment, write down what you see, make any notes on the names of the phase changes, sublimation, deposition. Those are probably the new ones to you. Melting point, freezing, vaporization, condensation. You've heard of those terms before in your time at school or in life. So that shouldn't be anything new there. So when you come in on the next day, we're going to go ahead, we're going to do some practice questions with these phases of matter, and I'll help you and take care of any misconceptions that you have, and I'll see you then. Bye.